Peaches! Welcome to the first episode of our season 2. I'm Erica.
And I'm Joy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you nervous? Are your hands sweaty?
a little bit. But this wine, it calms me down.
Oh, okay.
You know how it goes.
I know how it goes.
Yeah. And first off, I just want to say, I can't believe it's our second year, season 2, aka second year, of doing this. And also, I can't believe that we don't have to wear a mask in Hong Kong now. Can we just take a minute to appreciate the breath of fresh spring air?
To be honest, you know how I feel.
Yeah, you are a weird person.
Are you surprised?
Not really, because you're germophobic.
Because COVID made me germophobic.
No,
I wasn't.
No, this is deep down.
You think so?
I
wasn't. I never really cared too much, though. To be honest.
Well then, you should stop caring.
I didn't. When we had a dance class yesterday, I didn't wear a mask for 5 minutes, and I was really scared. And then I was like, I'm gonna put it back on.
Wow, 5 minutes.
Yeah, because everybody wasn't wearing one towards the end, and I was
Were you counting down 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
I was a little weirded out because when you dance, you're supposed to make some charismatic facial expressions, and I didn't make any for the past 3 years. So the fact that I felt really exposed, it was a big thing,
Yeah, I saw one of my friend's IG story, and it was the first feeling that that's off the top of his head that he had after taking off his mask is that he had to smile a lot more, because if he doesn't smile, he has such a resting bitch face.
The RBF is real.
Yeah, it's very real.
But it's interesting though. I feel like yesterday was the first day, official first day, and we got notified the day before that we officially don't have to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what you saw, but on the streets of Sarwan, it was 50-50.
Well, I'm telling you, in the streets of Central or Admiralty, it's 80-20.
Really?
80% wearing mask.
Yeah.
That's why people are saying that Hong Kong people are so what is the word, fanzine or it's just they're very contradicting, because they keep urging the government to release the restriction, to remove the mask mandate, but once it's removed, everyone just decides to suddenly wear a mask.
Yeah.
But that's
I'll give it 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think so. People are still in a bit of a
transitional phase.
COVID aftermath.
Yeah, I think it would take some time. And I had a conversation with John 2 days ago, yesterday, what do we think it's gonna turn out to be? And the conclusion was just it's really a preferential thing, right?
Yeah.
You can't force someone to wear a mask now, but you also can't force someone to not wear. You know what I mean? It's it's neither. Yeah. You can't say anything anymore because it's free will basically to wear a mask or not.
True.
But it's funny because there were scenarios where my boss and some other people, my dance friend, they said they walked into an elevator and they were the only ones who weren't wearing a mask and people were staring at them.
Oh yeah.
These situations are happening.
I haven't worn a mask for the past 2 days, and I took public transport. I was in the elevator, and I got those frowns all the time. But I'm just fuck it, you are wearing a mask. Selfishly thinking, you are protecting yourself and me. So, well, give me a reason not to wear the mask.
Yeah. It's really a personal preference, so.
Yeah. It's
we'll see.
Society of free will, supposedly, right?
But anyways, I want to kind of talk about season 2 of episode 1.
Yes,
and
as we should.
What people can expect more, and how you see season 2 this time of the year.
I feel we have said that before in our year-end reflection, beginning of the year, kind of the plan for the grand plan for the year. And I just want to say it again because the first year, season 1, is kind of we're testing the water, just seeing that what really would appeal to maybe our listeners and what we would be interested in talking about more, and how we want to conduct the whole podcast. I just feel now, since we're entering season 2, I want to do more I want to focus more on content. I don't want it to be just like really bland, just like, oh, we started and then we like pick a topic and go on to talk about it, give a few points here and there, give a little bit of POV here and there, and just like end it. I want it to be more interactive and more just thought-provoking to say the very least. So I expect there to be like more question and answer. Hopefully as we gain more listeners, hopefully then we could try to post some questions out there, and
that'd be fun.
And then we can maybe just respond to them in our podcast. That would be really interesting. Don't you think?
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I really value that. We talked about it so many times, that you value the content so much.
Yeah.
And that is always something that I think you've been believing in since the beginning, that you really wanted to stress on. And this year, I think with season 2, we tested the waters for the past 33 episodes. Now you're more confident to know, okay, this is how we can lead the directions to what works and what don't work. Let's focus on the works and strive to make it better.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, we talked about this as well. For me, it's
head of marketing and
head of
PR and creative.
It's really the visuals for me, like because I think we talked about it, like our photo shoot photos work so well for us and for Instagram, and I wanted to be able to
wrapping our brand.
Yeah, and to able to use those photos as our advantage in social media to speak stronger voice and to attract people, you know. And I think
so.
When those two things that we believe in come together, it really is a good package. It's a whole package.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you want to attract people to at least, sit tight and listen to what we want to talk about, then first off, they have to be willing to click into it, because at least they see our faces. They know that we're not like, like
some randos,
some weird women out there just babbling, whatever. But
for sure.
I hope that would go well and just up the game for this year.
For sure. So with that being said, we have to kick off this topic by saying, how is your week, Erica?
My week, so far so good. I would give it a 7.87.
7.87? What?
Don't ask me. I feel like a 7 something.
Okay.
So I added a 7 and a 7.
Is there a reason?
It's just a productive week, and everything's been going well, and it's almost towards the end of the week. So yeah, it's just like, I'm feeling great, and because of the mask the restriction being lifted, that makes me feel 10 times better.
That's really like a mood booster for you.
Truly. You?
For me, it's a little bit different this week. I'll give it probably 6.
Why?
Big Auntie is here.
That always comes in our way.
It always comes in our way, not in the worst time, but just like something that I really never truly asked for, and it just comes your way, and it's
that cousin that you never asked for.
But always comes visit and asks for more.
Yeah.
Every month.
I only truly wish they would once visit my other half.
If only, then they could understand us even more, I think that could be beneficial to relationships in general. So
and they're like, I only hope you could get blue balls.
But how often do you get blue balls, right?
Well,
you don't get it once a month.
It really depends on. I don't know about other guys.
Well, if a guy gets blue balls all the time, then that sucks. Sucks to suck.
That's true.
But what I'm trying to say is, long story short, because Auntie's here, and I wanted to be really productive this week, but the period brain has been really getting, know the feel, right?
Yeah.
The first 2 days, it's really bad. Like, it's like I'm doing stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know where it's going, if I'm doing good, I'm doing bad. Like, it's very, very weird phase, and I'm just, like, always constantly tired, which is also self-explanatory. So I just really hope that, you know, it'll get better, and
it will get better.
It will get better. It's something.
It's
like,
almost ending.
Yeah, but you know something that's like this is like expected for the past how many years we've been experiencing this, like over a decade, right?
Yeah.
But it's never a good expectation. You know, an expectation that comes to you're like, oh,
True.
I see it, but it's like, oh, it sucks every month too.
True.
It doesn't get better. It's just always like this. So,
and I don't know
anyways.
about you, because for me, it's like, it's not even a regular visit. Like, I can't expect the exact timing that my auntie will come.
Your auntie's a little bit more unexpected.
Yes, basically, she's as spontaneous as I am. That's what we're called.
They try. It's like you try to be spontaneous.
Yes. Yeah, stay the hell away from me.
Yeah, but anyway, so I mean, our week is always 6 and 7. So I feel like I feel like our listeners already know by now. It's like, they should be a 6 or 7-ish.
That's true. Hey, it's better than 5, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, what are we adding into our new season?
We're adding like a question after our rate our week. Because there's a reason. We were like, we wanted to like, we don't really like retros too much. Like for us, I feel like we don't want to do the same thing all the time. We try to switch a little bit, but keep the tradition as well. Mm-hmm. So we're adding like some kind of philosophical questions to sprinkle a little bit. Is there something you wanted to add?
Yes, I mean, just maybe we don't label it as philosophical, because like it's really random.
Is it? I thought you wanted philosophical.
Yeah, I want it to be philosophical, but it might not be very philosophical after all. But you know, it's just like a question, a very open-ended question that we may not even have the answer to.
Yeah, we might be blabbering all the time, but...
Yeah, but hey, it might inspire you guys to think about it.
Okay. So the question of today is... The question of the day is... is it ethical, unethical, or neutral if time traveling is possible? I sound like a teacher trying to like talk in like a you know what I mean, like those English classes.
Yeah.
And Erica, what's your answer?
I
pee your pants.
I know Joyce have the answer to it.
Have the answer to this? I don't.
Hey, you came up with the question though.
No, I let you pick one from the website.
It's from the website.
Okay, wait, let me try to analyze.
I thought you actually came up with all these questions.
No. Okay. For me, I think it's neutral. Why? I don't have the statistics to back up.
Because you don't have the answer to it, so it's neutral.
Well, that too, but also, why is it natural? Because I was thinking, like, okay, if time traveling was like, what do I say? It's like a thing. Like, it's an established thing that exists in the world already. Then it shouldn't be, and if it's, well, and then the next question is, it depends on if it's a legal thing or an illegal thing to do, to determine if it's unethical or ethical. You know what I'm trying to say?
So you're saying that if it's legal, then it's ethical. You're equalizing legal and ethical.
Yes.
But a lot of people disagree with that.
Really? How so?
Because like stuff that are legal doesn't exactly mean that it's ethical, and stuff that are illegal per se does not mean that is unethical.
But I'm saying like this is like the baseline to like my understanding of how I view about time traveling.
So maybe if it's legal, then you will feel better about doing it, and so it's like ethical, at least in your opinion.
Yes, thank you. What do you think?
Fair enough.
What's your approach? Because mine in reality depends.
To be honest, I was not, even though I'm in the legal industry, but I never really thought about the legal side of it. I was really just thinking, I think it's like ethical, because if it's possible, then it's a matter of choice whether you want to do it or not. Mm-hmm. Some people, well, if you ask me, maybe I would prefer not to travel back in time or ahead of time, because like, you know, this is your life. Like, you're supposed to live it, not to like backtrack or fast forward it.
Okay.
Then it's not called living, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's completely your own, up to you whether you want to do it.
So it's ethical for you.
So it's ethical. It's ethical for me. It's ethical for everyone. It's just, that's like.
I agree with that.
I don't know.
It's ethical if it's for your own, if you're time traveling for yourself and you're looking back at your own time. But if you're taking advantage of time traveling for the gain of like knowing about other people's privacies and other people's lives, then that's unethical, I think, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's I don't know. Yeah, if you put it that way, yes, that could be unethical. But then maybe maybe I've come across too many unethical things. I've seen too many unethical things then you think this is not that a big of a deal? Then yes, I just feel like I've already kind of normalized the whole unethical
you're saying
sort of
you're
stuff.
saying your ethical and ethical kind of standard is
quite low, quite low.
Okay,
actually.
But I feel like if you time travel without asking the other person that you're traveling and you're trying to know their past, and then they found out without you telling them,
hey.
That's unethical, I think.
I have a rebuttal.
Okay.
So, if time traveling is possible for everyone, so if they did something unethical to you, then you can just do something unethical to them, and then like 夫婦得正. So
then the world is fucked up.
But hey, if you add in time traveling, the world is already fucked up. Because like I said,
it's
like
already a mess.
You don't have any more of that quotes like live your life, like cherish your life, like you only live once, YOLO. Because you don't only live once. You can go back in time and live again, live 3 times, 4 times more.
So it's a matter of if time traveling exists, then it would be a question of. The answer would be it could be ethical, it could be unethical, and it could be neutral.
Exactly. That's how philosophical questions go. Actually, maybe then I'll pick neutral.
Damn, I'm tired.
That's the end of today's podcast episode.
Thank you. Wow. I'm sweating.
I like it.
I like it. It's I'm awake now. Thank you. Well, this kind of cheers. This kind of bridges to our. Actually, it does have a good transition to our next topic.
That's true, because the next topic, we also really don't have an answer to it. It's like a personal choice. There is no right or wrong. But
by no means we are.
We're never we're not experts. We're not philosophers. We're just giving our own takes and things. So basically, we're talking about honesty today. The value of honesty, the meaning behind it. How do you achieve it? Like, how to differentiate honesty and like other values in your life, etc.
Why do you think okay, now I'm getting really philosophical. I'm like, why does honesty exist? Why does honesty exist in this world?
Why does honesty exist? Wow, it's supposed to be like
ingrained.
A basic is engraved in, like, you're supposed to say the truth, right?
Okay.
To a lot of things.
Okay.
Like the false, like the untrue part of it is like supposed to be something that is like made up. So it's like additional. It's like, it's not supposed to exist.
Okay.
Yes. So, but why should we talk about it? Like, why did we want to talk about honesty?
Well, for me, when I kind of try to think a little bit more, like, why we want to talk about it, why it's worth talking, is because it's not talked enough. Like, it's not something as well we always, casually talk about. It's always an unspoken thing. It's always like, oh, this is the right thing to do. But why, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a matter of, actually laying out some kind of us like peeling off the onion and trying to like dissect it and talk about it and understand it a little bit more for ourselves and why we value it, right?
Yeah. Because you know why? Because if people are not being honest, then they don't even want to talk about like honesty per se. So
we care about it, and we're
we do.
Yeah,
everyone like know deep down like do they want to be honest, whether it's to themselves, to their friends, to their families, to their other half, to their work, co-workers, you know. It exists in every aspect of your life. But yeah, like it's more like, why should we be honest?
I think for me personally, without any research backed up, just for the sake of my existence, I just think it's easier to be honest. Because honesty, like, it's harder for me to lie because that goes through much more kind of internal battle and internal excuses and brain work to protect that.
Yeah, it's
you know
like,
what I mean?
Once you told a lie, and you have to like tell another lie.
Yeah, it adds
to
up.
cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to get a good sleep out of that? Like, there's just too many lies piled up. It's actually for the beneficial of my well-being to be honest, because then I can live life just, you know, comfortably and I get it. Like, there's some situations where it might not be easy to be honest, but those situations for me are always for the sake of me trying to think of other people's perspective. You know what I'm trying to say? Like well, the games that we're trying to play later, it's all about other people. Like, oh, we don't want the other people to like feel bad, or we don't want the other people to you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the point.
That's the point.
If I'm being honest, what does being honest really mean? It doesn't mean just being honest to yourself deep down, right? Because everyone deep down knows what's the truth, but it's more like, would you be honest up front? As in, like, you saying what you really mean, you admitting stuff when you're wrong. Would you do that? Because sometimes the reason why people might not be honest is because it might conflict with
other people's interests.
Other people's interests, or it might hurt other people's feelings, or it hurts the relationship between the two. So, you know, it's a really contradicting topic, and I guess what we really want to talk about is like, is honesty the best policy?
I think for me, I just said personally yes, right? So if it's coming from myself, right? Personally yes.
Sorry, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Like from also from 1 to 10.
Okay.
How honest would you say you are in like all aspects? Not saying just
to myself, to
yourself,
everything?
like to everything. How honest are you as a person? As a person, from the level, you know, rating of 1 to 10.
I think I'm an 8. But I don't know, I can't tell you all now, like, in what aspects. I'm not gonna tell you all, like, but I'm just saying I can't pinpoint, because sometimes when you like try to like, not lie specifically, but when you're trying to like not be 100% honest, you don't even know it sometimes. It happens so naturally, right? It just happens because defense mechanism, or you're trying to protect something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always these kind of thoughts, so I give it an 8 because maybe there's like, you know, 20% that I'm not speaking truth without knowing. So
yeah.
How about you?
I think I'm lower.
Really?
I think so. I really don't think I'm that honest.
How so?
Like, it's not like I'm trying to impress anyone, but also I
don't think you're ever trying to impress anyone.
Yeah, but I really hate hurting people's feelings. I'm too kind.
Yeah.
So that already, you know, kind of lowered the score. And then I just compromise too easily. So I'm not very I don't think I'm very honest with myself. So the further lower the score, I would max give it like a 6.5.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think, so kind of going back, like, in terms of being honest with yourself, being honest with your, you know, with your SO and at work.
Yeah.
At these situations, do you think honesty is the best policy?
I would say yes, if I can do that from day one.
From the minute you were born?
No, or maybe minute that, well, in terms of personal growth, then yes, maybe since the day I'm born. If I can be completely true and honest to myself, then, you know, I can just be that way now. Like, just remain the same, right? Because people already know me like that. But no, they don't. And so I think I always just try to kind of fit into other people's expectations a little bit. Not because, like I said, not because I want to impress, but because I don't want to just explain myself, or I don't want to, just having to fight for myself.
You don't want to show too much of yourself to the outside world, because in a way that's kind of protecting yourself.
Yes, in a way. And also, like, it's already the way it is, so why should I change
360.
it? Yes. And then in terms of like relationship, in terms of work, if I haven't been honest in day one, then now if I'm trying to be honest, it's like it would stir up some trouble in terms of like the actual relationship. And sometimes I just try to avoid it, because I am never one to, like, go for direct confrontation, or any kind of conflicts. And in order to avoid conflicts, then sometimes I might just, say a few, I would say, white lies, or like just compromise a little, and maybe not telling 100% of the truth.
Interesting.
You?
After hearing it from your perspective, and then thinking back to mine, I think it's honest. I honestly the best. I think it's a good policy, because, well, going back to what I said, like, personally, I think it's just better for yourself, to stop lying to yourself, because that's really hard. Actually, I think it's not a good way to live.
Yeah.
So that's one for personally. Secondly, the relationship aspect, I also think that if you can start the honesty from day one, that's a really kind of healthy and good foundation to build up when there's conflict coming in. Because when there's conflict coming in, and your automatic weapon is to lie, or to lie and not be honest about it, then it just starts to also pile out, and it's not really solving the issue.
Yeah.
So we're talking about having it as a base is actually really important, right? And the third one, work-wise, at first I was a little bit contradicting. Like, I didn't know if it's actually the best policy. I think within work, sometimes it could get a little bit tricky, because these people that you work with might not be the people that you choose to work with. So therefore, there might be conflicts, and they might be people that you don't necessarily want to work with, or there's like, it doesn't click right away, or it's hard to work with them. I'm trying to think where I'm going with this, but I think.
So you're saying that, saying like personal development, relationship wise and work wise, then the most time that you might choose to like tell a few lies is when you're at work, because you're kind of trying to protect yourself, but also you know that you're blending in with like a bunch of maybe like strangers that you actually don't know well, and you didn't choose to mingle with.
I think at work it's just more natural for me to show one side, which is the professional side, because I want to be professional, right? So
being professional is not being honest?
Like, for me, if I show too much of like my
authentic self,
like too much craziness, for me, I feel like that would be a little bit off balance at work. So I'm not trying to lie at work. I'm just trying to not show too many sides of myself, because I think at work it's not really necessary. You're not trying to be best friends with your coworkers. You're not trying to like be best friends with your boss. So it's just like I would be a little bit more gay when I'm at work, and be more mindful. Maybe put it that way. I don't necessarily try to find lies. I'm just trying to be more mindful as to what I try to say and how I'm able to kind of tailor my thoughts.
Fair enough.
So I think lying is a bad way to put it, because I don't think we try to lie at work, you know. It's just that part.
It's just, like you said, we're trying to not show everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question, because I really just like, I keep constantly having these thoughts about it. So say I'm being like completely honest with, you know, everything, with say myself, with my family, my friends. Can you kind of distinguish like being honest and being blunt?
Yes. Being blunt, it's how you say something. It's not what you say. Like, for me, being blunt is the tone of voice, and the tone of voice. Because being honest, there's actually a trick, not a trick to it. There's a way of being honest and to not make it sound bad, or sound like you're trying to target someone, or sound like you're trying to like argue or have an argument. Because I always think that what you say is, and how you say something is a work of art.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
So there's a beauty to being honest and also getting your point through without being blunt. So for me, that's the two different things.
Wait, so honest people can be I'm trying to think of honest people might not be blunt, but
they can be
blunt. Are blunt people all honest?
Are blunt people all honest? I think more blunt people are honest, because they think less. They think to tailor less, right? So they lie less. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna say it, whatever. I don't care. Just blunt like that. So for me, I there's always gonna be some people that are blunt and lie about it, but I think there's more people on the other end.
Would you rather have like a blunt friend, or a friend that really knows when and how to say something, you know, really read the room very well?
The second
one. But
one.
might not be very honest.
The second one.
Really?
Because for me, I don't know why, like blunt people, it gets me some time to get used to it. Because when blunt people say something, I take it quite personally. Because I'm sensitive, right? So I'm like, I don't know if you give a shit or you don't give a shit. But for me, I feel like I should give a shit. You know what?
But like if you know those people who read the room very well, might not say the 100% truths, honest things, then you know that they don't really give a shit, right? Like they might just be saying it for the sake of saying.
Yeah, but it causes less conflict in the room, and I don't want conflict in the room. Like I just want good air. Like you can, if you're deliberately lying to me specifically or targeting at me, then I would be really mad. But if you're just trying to like do it for the sake of like having good vibes in the room, then yeah, go for it. Like that's fine. I want to have fun. Like I want to have good vibes, you know.
So you say that you could be very honest to yourself, to people.
Yes.
But you would accept, like you might rather, or you accept less honest people
occasionally
in your life.
Occasionally, only on occasions. Because we're talking about the occasion where, you know, if they're in a party or if they're at an event, you know, how you are as a person. Then I would choose those people, because I would feel like those blunt people are quite selfish, and they're just trying to get their point through. And sometimes it's not that. I don't like those kind of heated up conversations or trying to like prove a point, because I don't really seek for that when I hang out. So
fair enough.
Are you thinking differently?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I was not thinking about like occasions. Like I'm not trying to picture just like coming across like blunt people, or like, you know, the other type in a party. I was more like thinking having these people as friends.
Oh, as friends.
Yeah, as friends. Then would your decision, your choice be different?
Can I choose people where they're like not that blunt, but they're honest?
Come on.
That's the perfect people that we're talking about. That's me.
Okay.
No, but I get what you're trying to. But I honestly feel like who you surround yourself with is people that
similar vibes.
Yeah, that you want, that you look up to, and you want to be. So we're never gonna be with people that are.
Yeah.
Too on that end. You know?
If you have to pick either group?
Honestly, I'll probably still pick the
Joyce wants a fun time.
Because I'm more on that end. But I feel like I'm also there's a different answer if it's just a one-on-one thing too.
Yeah. I feel like that's you.
Yeah. So, anyways,
no
right or wrong, right? It's
no right or
it's
wrong.
for me and maybe for you too. It's very situational too. I feel like.
Yeah.
So.
And funny you bring up that the point that you think blunt people are selfish. Because my next question is actually, do you think sometimes like people who are really honest are being selfish? Because think about it, like when you're being honest, right? Like most of the time you're really thinking
about yourself
from your own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest with yourself, making decisions that are very honest to your own thinking, to your own thoughts.
Yes.
Are you in a way of being selfish? Because
Yeah.
you don't really care about other people.
Yeah. If your thought process is like, because I feel like my thought process when I make decisions or bigger decisions now, I try to think of the perspective. Well, career, it was like always what I want to do, which is I think is valid. But if it's a decision that is made upon, that is supposed to be related to the other person. So say if it's a hyper peaches related decision, or if it's a my SO kind of related question, and I would be the one who I would want to be honest about how I view it, and then I would also hear the other person's answer to then have a final confirmation.
Hey, I really like how you answer my questions. Because
it's like really good. I know it.
It's like an interview, you know? Like, I bring up a question. I know that you're gonna elaborate it. you know what
Yes! The Great Gatsby from Leonardo DiCaprio.
Exactly.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I expect you to elaborate it, but you might not, and you will fall into the interviewer's trap, but you did not. Like, you actually elaborated very smoothly. Like, I was asking you to say if they are being selfish, and you were like, yes, because if I were that person, I would be honest, but at the same time, I would listen to other people. So you're giving me a lot of expanded answers. I like it.
My answers are never shallow. There's always meaning behind it. And substance, like this wine. No, like I want to be able to well, I want you to I want us to understand each other more, so that's why I'm giving you kind of more situational or examples for you to see how I think, because that's fun, no?
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I mean, I like your answers, and I think I kind of agree with like most of them, except for I would prefer blunt people in my life.
I mean, you have more blunt people in your life, though.
Yeah. That's true. Because maybe I'm a bit of a... I'm more leaning towards the blunt side than like the having to say the right thing at the right time type of person.
But I always feel like you're a bit of both. I don't know.
But if you have to
pick one.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards
You're leaning towards that.
More.
So is it hard to be honest? For you?
It is hard.
Why is it hard?
This might sound a little bit contradicting because I just said I'm more of a blunt person, right? It's hard because even though I try to be blunt, I do really care about other people's feelings.
Yeah.
And I just sometimes it's like I cannot, like I have this, what is it called?
Okay.
I can't just drop it. Like I have so many expectations and that I need to meet, that I feel like I need to meet, or like it's I just can't just drop it. I can't just like completely live carefree as fuck. That's not me. So it's just hard.
Interesting.
But, I'm trying to be, because like you said, if I'm being 100% honest, completely honest, right, then I can sleep better and
you can live better and stress less.
I can just like overthink a little less.
Yeah, I think well, we talked about it, right? And we're gonna like play a fun little game later where we're gonna have like different scenario questions. And I think I don't know where I'm trying to get it, but I feel like this question for me, I could just think of like scenarios. I don't know why, because every scenario can have a different answer for this related to this honesty topic. So
yep. Do you want to go into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
First off, let me ask you. So a scenario where your significant other, they hide some kind of like secret from you. Say that secret is like your parents like came to them asking for money for loans.
Okay.
And like your other half is like really rich, right?
Okay.
And then you're in a very like, well off household, and your parents like went behind your back, went to your other half and asked them for money. And knowing that you would not approve of that, your other half just like gave them the loan and asked and did not tell you about it, because they're also being protective of your feelings, of your relationship with your family. And then later you found out. Like, would you rather in this situation that they lie to you or they be honest to you? Because they would be like, okay, this is a white lie,
I don't know why I won't be mad about. Like, I will be disappointed, but I won't be like, what, you should have. Like, I wouldn't be like raging mad.
But you would be mad.
I'll just be like, oh, heads up, can you let me know?
How can there be heads up?
No, can you let me know next time? Like, let me know before you make a decision for my parents.
Okay. So basically, you would rather they tell you about it. Like, they tell you about it.
Yeah, of course, because it's my parents, right? But I also feel like in this situation, it's not as... Yeah, the principle of it is like he's going behind my back to do something.
But he's looking out for you.
But he's looking out, right? So it's like he's trying to do a good deed. He's not trying to steal money, or he's not trying to like cheat.
Yeah, he's being this, what is it called, like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a sense, like, I'm not mad about that. I'm just mad about, maybe you can let me know before and not later, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I won't be raging about it. How about you?
I would say, yeah, I would rather they be honest about it, actually. Like, I would not even like be mad or anything, because I know where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But it's
better to say it sooner.
Yeah, because after like being in a few relationships, I just also feel like what our parents do, like what the generation before us do, don't on them. Like, as much as we want the whole thing to work very well together, we can't control that many people, right? So whatever they do does not really affect us. So I would rather know everything about it than you trying to hide something from me just because you feel like, that would kind of sabotage our relationship.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Should I read it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Your boss offered to help the client with certain issues when deep down you know it would not work out, and your boss is just trying to squeeze money out of your client's pocket. Would you be honest or would you lie about it?
To the client, right?
Yes.
Like, would you help your boss to try to scam the client?
Or would you lie about it?
Yeah, so like lying is like you telling the client, like the client can ask you maybe like, oh, would this really work out, blah blah blah, and then like you'd be like, I'm 住良心. Yeah, it will work, like just pay us first, and then
so lying will get them in trouble, but you being honest might get them in trouble, and you being honest might
save them this time and resources,
but get you in trouble. Might get you fired.
Yeah,
those are the scenarios.
Or just like lose the trust of my boss.
Okay. Yeah, which one would you choose? Would you lie? You will lie. You look like you would lie.
I feel I wouldn't answer their questions directly. It's like how you answer my questions just now.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd be like, there's like a possibility that this might work out. You just have to take the time to see it through, and some stuff are like out of our control. It's like we also have to consider what other parties think about it. It's like da 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 da. This is not lying, because none of the stuff that I said is not true.
Okay.
They're all true.
They're true. Okay.
But
But are you helping them with whatever you're saying is? Does it help?
I'm just trying to assure them that this has a chance of working out.
And it does have a chance.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was
running around circles, right?
Oh, okay. I thought it was like for sure they're gonna get in trouble.
Oh yeah. If that's the case, then well, I don't know. I have too much of a small potato that I just can't picture being in that position right now. Would you?
Would I be honest?
Yeah. Would you be honest to your client?
Can I have a sit down chat with my boss to go over this before I do anything? I think that's valid.
Okay,
right?
If your boss say like 100% we're going for it, like we're tight on money, we need that.
You know what? Then maybe I would be honest. It depends, because I feel like if I have to work for a company like this, that doesn't mean it kind of shows that it's going down. It's kind of like not a good company to be in long term. So for the sake of longevity of my career, do I wanna be in a company where they're trying to lie their way to get business? That's
a fair point.
That's also a food for thought.
Yeah, that's a really fair point. Well,
well, we don't need an answer for that, but just a food for thought, right?
Yep. Oh, okay. Next one.
Okay.
You ran into your best friend's fiance, who was getting married with your best friend in a month.
Okay.
And you saw him making out with another woman.
Yes.
Would you tell your best friend?
Yes. 250% yes. Why? Let me think of a reason why. Because for me, it's like
just making out.
It's not even like I don't even need to think if I have to lie. It's such an instinct for me to be like, oh, like my best. I would always be truthful to my best friend. Like I wouldn't want anyone to hurt them. And the moment that I see that someone is hurting them, backstabbing them, then it's the inevitable thing to do is to say it. Because I don't think me saying it will protect them. Me keeping it as a lie will protect them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is already set for failure kind of marriage. You're not even married and you're already cheating.
Okay.
So you're gonna even cheat more when you're married, basically. Yeah. You're not gonna stop because you're married, because we talked about this cheating thing, right? It's like it's a cycle, right? Yeah. So for sure I'll tell them. Like I want them to get out of it, because I honestly think cheating is the worst kind of situation to be in. One of the worst situations to be in when you're in a relationship. Yeah, true. You? I think you'll be honest, for sure.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, but a little bit of extended question. So if it's like he actually has divorced before and he has a kid and your best friend don't know about it, and then like the kid just like came back to find him, but like it changes a little bit of the scenario, because it's like it's all history. Okay. And you find out about it. Like you ran into like the kid. You ran into like saying the kid hang out with him, and then you asked him about it, and he told you like.
And he said not to tell her.
Yes, but it's all history. Like the kid is not like staying with him long term. The kid is just like come back once in a while, and they like just hang out. Okay. And would you tell your best friend that scenario? My question is, why can't I be honest about it? Like, if it's not a big deal, if it's history already, why can't I be honest and tell her the truth and be like, oh, it's not a big deal? Because, I don't know, people just maybe they don't like to unfold their history. They just think that it's like something that's in the past, and they don't want to just, reveal all of that. I mean, I would be honest to protect my ass. To protect your ass? Oh, okay, so you don't want to... to protect the friendship with your friend, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. What if they found out and then, I don't know, the guy is like, well, your best friend knows about it, like 2 years ago.
But like, how about like respecting other people's privacy? Cause it's like, first off, it's between them, and then second, it's like it's his own stuff, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with your friend, because now he's not cheating. Now it's just his own personal life.
Yeah, but his
so
personal life.
You feel the need to tell your friend.
But his personal life was like on my face, like me involuntarily on my face. So me standing at her point, like I'm always gonna be like her kind of soldier, or like her, like think of your best friends as like you're gonna be, and then the SOs got people are like on the front other end. It's always gonna be like that.
It's
right?
funny how you like put them in like it's like two different army camps.
I mean, if you have to put it like that, then yes.
Yeah.
And you're always gonna be there, and you're always gonna be like, you're always gonna have this ache where, oh, I've seen this, I saw this, and I can't get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
True.
I just feel like for me, it also depends on how you say it, right? Like, you can just be really honest and be like, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes or trying to invade your significant other's privacy, but this is really truly what I saw, and I want you to, know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's how you say. It's not be like, oh, hey, like, just FYI, like, this happened.
Yeah, that's called being honest but not being blunt.
Yeah, that's being too blunt. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think I would tell her too.
Yeah,
actually, I would tell her too. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is, okay, your friends want to hang out with you and spend some quality time together, but all you really want, it sounds like an Erica question, really just want to stay home and curl up with a good book or a movie. So the scenario is, your friends are like, come on, and then you're like, okay, but deep down you're like, I just want to like, be in a bun and like watch a movie, right?
Yeah. I'm always in this dilemma.
You can't ask me this question because this would never happen to me.
Yeah.
So this is a you question. Would you be honest?
Half the time I am. Half the time I made up excuse. Sorry. 1/3 of the time I'm honest. 1/3 of the time I make up excuse, and 1/3 I just like compromise.
Damn, you're just too popular to have that choice.
Or I'm too much of a loner that I just have these kind of thoughts all the time,
True too.
Yeah, because I don't know, it's like the older I get, the more I truly enjoy spending time on my own. And it's not like I don't want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't want to see any of them. I love talking to them.
Yeah.
But it's just, I've exhausted my social energy, which is already like this. And I have exhausted it. Just, I don't know, I can't.
It's very surprising to see that you say, when you like measure it, you say your social capacity is like this, because it always looks like this, right?
Maybe because this, like,
is the true juice.
Yeah, I whenever you see me, it's like I give you this all. Yeah,
you always give all of it.
Yeah, I give you my all of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess your social juice bag is very limited.
Very compact.
It's very compact. Mine is like a magic box, it just goes like isn't it true?
That's true. Magic box is like the best description of your social energy.
Yeah, because if before I met you, like before you came to my place just now, I would be like, oh, I'm so tired, like I don't want to do anything, but honestly, crazy as it sounds, if now you're like, let's just go Draftland right now, I would go on Fading app and go to Draftland with you. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I know.
You can see that.
I know.
And I'm being honest too. I'm not
That
lying.
explains why you're not drinking this wine, because we're in your place right now.
Exactly.
As if we were drinking it in Draftland, you'd be like chugging it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a social butterfly and a
caterpillar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have one more question.
Sure.
This one's a really good one. Do you want to read it? Do you want to say it?
Yeah. So, scenario is, you're at a dinner with some of your college friends that you have not met for a really long time. You're on a budget constraint, but then they order like a lot of expensive dishes, which they finish the most of it, where you maybe just like have like 1 or 2 bite out of, you know, all the dishes. And then when we're in there like paying the bill, instead of like, you know, like each pay your own share of it, they're like, let's just like split it equally among everyone. Would you know, tell them upfront like, hey, I literally just like maybe ate a salad, and then you had like da 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 da, and you, oh, I know where this comes from. Okay, this happens in real life for me. Well, not with college friends, but with some people that I don't remember. And it is one of those scenes in Friends. Do you remember it? Like, you remember that
Phoebe, right? Was it
Phoebe and Joey?
Yeah.
They went to a restaurant and they only ordered salad.
Yeah.
And then they're like, let's split. And they're like, no. So the real question is, would you be like Joey and Phoebe, or would you be like everyone else?
Well, I honestly, I want to be, can I say honest? Like,
I'm asking, do you want to be honest? And you're saying, can you be honest?
Oh, sorry.
Honest?
Like, yes, I want to. Yes, I want to be honest about it. Like, I want to lay it out and make sure it doesn't happen another time if I hang out with them. So it depends.
Would you be honest with them, like, in like face to face, or would you like, oh, I'll pay you back later, and
maybe
then,
I'll
like,
do that. Maybe I'll do that.
Like,
Yes. See, so our moral to this whole conversation is there's always alternatives to tailor your honesty to make it not too blunt or too overly like upfront, or probably, you know, because when you're too much of something, I feel like it could be damaging to a friendship, to a relationship. So
but
yes,
you can still be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
there's always gonna be ways to be honest. It's not just blunt equals honesty, right? It's always gonna be there's kind of phrases you could put out that makes it sound more nice. It's the way you say something and the tone and everything. And I think it's something that we always try to learn too, because we're being podcasters. How to be more conversational.
Ooh, I like it. Podcasters. This is
how to be influential. It's a good title. And I truly think that, well, also because I work in this creative agency, that it also really does teach me how to connect with people in a very actually honest way too, because you can always learn something with anyone, and no one is either right or wrong. Nothing is this or that, or has to be this or that. So
funny enough, my line of work actually teaches me to be way less honest than I should be.
Yes, too.
Like, we bluff all the time.
That's the part of your job.
We learn to bluff. But that's like besides the point.
That's just the nature of that field. So
I guess what we're really trying to say, or what we really want to just express,
get our point,
yes, is that it's better to be like truthful to yourself, to others,
because of everything that we just said. Right, there are, like, I feel like everybody knows that yes, it's right to be honest, but I think if you really do deep down and dive a little bit deeper within yourself and kind of understand how you react to situations, do you feel better when you're honest?
Do you sleep better? Do you like, don't have to spend too much time just overthinking, or like contemplating how to cover up with lies?
Exactly.
It just makes life easier, right?
Life is not as complicated as how we make it to be now. Like, I feel like we're overcomplicated in a lot of things, and I feel like in my life too, like I try to declutter and I try to simplify everything. And
looking at your room is not really too much.
Well, let's not talk about the room. Let's just talk about the mentality of cleansing.
Well, you know, clear space, clear mind, which is something that
which is why I'm never here.
I can't do to myself either.
Yeah.
But
which is why I'm never at home.
Exactly.
Anyways, point being is, just look at your priorities, and if you prioritize yourself, then you will want to be honest, honestly. So,
actuals.
I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to add for this podcast?
Not much. I think we have go very deep into the honesty policy, and I hope you guys would, get something out of this podcast episode too.
Yeah.
So if you do, or if you do not, you can still comment on our post. So please, you can like this podcast. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or most other podcast platforms, and on YouTube channel.
Yes, and we post every other Wednesdays.
Yes.
And make sure to follow us at Hyper Peaches, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.